members who believe in me, trust in me, that put me in this position. So thank you. It is befitting that the gavel is being passed to me here in Santa Clara. You see, my first conference was here in Santa Clara. I believe it was 1995, but don't quote me on that one. This is where all the magic started. So I have to tell you about my story. Because you see, I would have never gotten involved in Cahperd if it hadn't been for my professor, Robin Reese. You see, I went to school, and I was paying a lot of money. And there's no way I'm going to spend my time and my money to come to some conference when I'm paying this professor to teach me all the things I need to know. Okay? So, why come? I'm not going to join. You know, and I hear this thing, well, you should join because that's going to be your profession. Well, I'm sorry, I was not vested in my profession yet. I was vested in my son at the time, my friends, my family, and trying to keep up with all my schoolwork. But she told us that we had to go to professional growth. Now, some of the professional growth was free, some of it was paid. Well, I kind of procrastinated, and I waited to the last thing, and it happened to be the Cahperd conference. And if I didn't go, I would have failed her class, because I didn't have enough points. So I thought, okay, I can do this. My mom lived down here in San Jose. I'd stay over there. I'd come to the conference. So my very first session I go into. Now, mind you, at that time, students were not looked at as a great thing to have here. In fact, they didn't even talk to us. I'd walk by and say hi, and they wouldn't say anything to me. But that's kind of weird. So I go into the first session, and we have stations, and there's a nose and a mouth and an eye around the stations, and we're going to rotate through the stations. So I get in my little group, all excited, first conference, first session, and we go to this station. And what do the professionals do? They start talking and catching up with each other. And I'm trying to do the activity and get them involved, and nobody's getting involved. We go to the next one. Same thing. And so on and so on. So now I'm really upset. If anybody knows me, I don't stay quiet. So here I am, and we're all at the end, and we're sitting down, and the presenter says, does anybody have any questions or any comments? Of course, I have to say something. So I stand up, and I face those professionals, and I say, you know, I'm really disappointed in you. You call yourselves professionals? If you wanted to talk and catch up, you should have done it outside, because I just wasted a whole entire hour, and I have no idea what that mouth and nose and eyes mean. I have no idea. So thank you for wasting my time. And I sat back down. So, of course, there was this big silence, and everybody couldn't believe I just stood up and said this. But then afterwards, they came up to me and said, you know, you're right. We're so sorry. We apologize. And then after that, I met several other people that were in that workshop, and they said, hi, my name is so-and-so. And that started it all. Then after that, I was in every kind of leadership position there was, because of my big mouth. So, boy, was I full of awesome that day. So this reminds me of a speech I once heard from a woman named Crystal Shada Downey about being full of awesome. She said, waking up full of awesome. There was a time when you woke up full of awesome. Don't you remember one of those crazy pictures of you as a kid? You knew you were awesome. You loved yourself. You thought you were beautiful, even with that messy hair, missing teeth, and big belly sticking out. As for me, I can see the picture now of me when I was a little girl. I just saw this picture at my dad's house. A little girl, I had pigtails, two-piece bathing suit, my big tummy sticking out, and I was full of awesome about how cute I looked. You loved your life. You thought you were strong. You thought you were beautiful. Do you still have it? Be awesome. Did someone take that from you? Did you let them? Did you hand it over because someone said you weren't beautiful enough, smart enough, brave enough, or good enough? Or maybe, and I've heard this before, someone said, words are actions, and if your light shines too bright, it might take someone else's light. It was a lie. It was a lie. Full of awesome. You were once, and you still can. Maybe you don't feel awesome. Maybe you are in the process of getting it back. All I know is if you don't wake up feeling full of awesome, you're missing out on the only way to live. Full of awesome. It actually has its own song. Da-da-da!